Brandon Moreno made his countrymen proud with a unanimous decision victory over Steve Erceg in the UFC on ESPN 64 main event in Mexico City. It marked the former two-time champ's second win in just 5 months and may have cleared the way to a potential title shot in Mexico. The fight was a technical back-and-forth battle, with Moreno starting strong but with Erceg quickly catching up. Despite the former title contender's best efforts, all 3 judges awarded Moreno the win, which was the second best bit of news Mexican MMA fans have had this week. Ahead of the event, the promotion announced the return of Noche UFC this September 13, which for the first time in the event's history will be headed to Mexico. UFC 320 in Guadalajara will be the 3rd annual Noche UFC event, following 2 in Las Vegas. UFC Fight Night 227 took place at T-Mobile Arena and was headlined by the rematch between women's flyweight champion Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. In 2024, the promotion elevated Noche UFC to pay-per-view status with UFC 306, headlined by Sean O'Malley and Merab Dwalish-Willie at Sphere in Las Vegas. This marked the only combat sports event ever held at the unique venue. After his win, Moreno called for a headline bout at Noche UFC, requesting a rematch with Alexandre Pantoja, the champ who took his belt. Guadalajara, I think it's perfect, said Moreno after the win. I feel today I have enough arguments to raise my hand and say, hey, I can be the main event, the pay-per-view in Guadalajara in September. Whether Moreno will get his rematch for the title is up for debate. Pantoja was rumored to face former Moreno foe Kai Kara-France this April, but that has now been officially quashed by the UFC. This potentially opens the door for Moreno's shot at becoming the UFC's second ever 3-time world champion. No Fight of the Night bonuses were awarded, but the 4 Performance of the Night bonuses went to Manuel Torres, Edgar Chairez, David Martinez, and Eteba Gautier for their first-round stoppages. And in other news, Ilia Topuria's shock decision to vacate his featherweight title and move to lightweight all came down to his trust in the UFC. The UFC promised me I'd fight for the lightweight belt, Topuria told reporters at a press conference in Spain. That's why I vacated the featherweight belt, and they've always kept their promise. Topuria won the title in 2024 with a win over the former champ Alexander Volkanovski. Now the Georgian Spaniard will officially vacate the title in less than 2 weeks, when Volkanovski faces Diego Lopez for the belt at UFC 314 in Miami this April 12. Mikaela Mayer retained her women's WBO welterweight title with a unanimous decision victory over Sandy Ryan in their heated rematch. Mayer's early offensive push, including a sharp jab, was enough to hold off Ryan's late surge and keep her undisputed dreams alive. The rematch was more decisive than their first encounter, which Mayer won in a controversial majority decision. The American controlled the middle rounds with her relentless jab, while Ryan waited for counterpunching opportunities, but it took too long for Ryan to get into gear. In 2022, Mayer was 1 fight away from undisputed glory, holding the IBF and WBO junior lightweight titles and preparing to face WBC champ Alicia Baumgardner. However, it was Baumgardner who won the split decision, and after their tense rivalry, refused to grant Mayer a rematch. Instead, the Bomb went on to fight Elhem Mekhaled to become the undisputed champion. Lauren Price, who recently became the division's unified champion after defeating Natasha Jonas, is now expected to face Mayer next. After Price's win, she and her team expressed clear interest in a future matchup with the champ, which makes it a fight to make.
I look real like this, right? Mayer and Tasha had a close fight. I've just boxed one of the best in the division in Jonas, and you see what I done. So I believe in myself, and I believe I'm the best. And yeah, we just keep climbing that ladder.
Mikaela has already said before tonight that if she wins, She wants to become undisputed. So I think that's the fight that makes sense in boxing terms, and that's the fight, as you said, that women's boxing needs. So hopefully Lauren hasn't done too much to scare everyone off tonight, and we can get that fight.
To the heavyweights, Deontay Wilder is set to return to the ring on June 27 for what his promoters are calling the first step of his championship comeback tour. This is Wilder's legacy reloaded. He's still one of the hardest punchers in boxing, said his promoter. He's on the road back to becoming the heavyweight champion of the world, and this is the first step. Wilder, who is regarded as one of the heavyweight division's most fearsome punchers ever, first won the WBC title back in 2015 and defended it 9 times, all by way of KO, TKO, or retirement. During that reign, he drew with Tyson Fury in his first bout of what was to become one of boxing's classic trilogies. That was in 2018. In the 2020 rematch, Wilder lost the belt via TKO in the 7th round when his team threw in the towel. And in their final meeting in 2021, Fury once again won by TKO in a bout that saw both men hit the deck on multiple occasions. Since then, Wilder has only had one win, a first-round knockout of Robert Helenius in 2022, followed by a loss to Joseph Parker in 2023, and a knockout defeat to Zhilei Zhang in 2024. Wilder will look to notch up his first victory since 2022 this June 27, when he meets the 37-year-old journeyman from San Antonio, Texas, Tyrell Herndon. And to the junior middleweights, Tim Tszyu has explained why his legendary father, Kostya Tszyu, is banned from his upcoming fight with rising American prospect Joey Spencer. The former undefeated junior middleweight world champion is on a 2-fight losing streak, following a title loss to Sebastian Fundora and a shocking knockout loss to Bakram Murtazalayev, for which his father flew in from Moscow to watch. Even though he's close and he's my dad, I'm not used to my dad, especially throughout my whole 20s of growing up, explained Tim, who didn't speak to Kostya for over a decade. I never really got to experience him there. A win for Tszyu could earn him an extremely lucrative matchup with the former welterweight champion Keith Thurman, who called him out after a recent win in Australia. Or the former welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr., who, like Thurman, has moved up to junior middleweight in the hunt for more gold. But for now, Tim will focus on his April 6 fight against Spencer in Australia, aiming to revive his championship career and protect the Tszyu family's perfect 50-0 record in their home country.
Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.